Mr. President, this is at least the 5th time you've turned off airstrikes against Iran since April to negotiate. What is your message to the American people who are wondering what has changed this time? Why should it be any different?
Well, you don't know. I don't know. I think we're going to maybe get something, but I want to give them every last chance before decapitation. It's very tough to do what we have planned, still planned. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they'll come to their senses, because what happened cannot have a nuclear weapon, but hopefully they'll come to their senses. So they called me and they said, please don't attack, we'll make a deal. That's the real truth, and everyone knows it. And they found out through leaks and sleazebags, a lot of sleazebags, leakers. Leakers should be put in jail. They have to strengthen up the laws for leakers. But in this case, leakers helped, because they said the severity of the attack, and Iran knew it. They knew what was coming. It was going to come last night, and it would have gone on for a long time, and there'd be essentially very little left. There'd be nothing left. And if I am given a chance to let a lot of people live, I want to give that chance. So I'm under no time constraint. If anybody's going to charge, we'll charge. We're the one that has total control. We have total control. We have a thing called a blockade with his Navy. And that Navy is, they call it a wall of steel, the United States wall of steel. And no, there's not going to be charging. We're not talking about charging at all. There won't be charging.
That was President Trump today, saying he wants to give Iran one last chance at talks before, quote, decapitation. That an attack was supposed to be for last night, but it got leaked to Iran. This comes after President Trump said the U.S. had been prepared to launch the attack Sunday before Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, and Iran urged him to hold off to let diplomacy take another chance. Joining us now, former Trump State Department official Christian Whiton. Christian, it's good to see you. Your insights on this. What does the president mean when he's talking about decapitation? What do you think that actually means?
Well, it's hard to say, because he said things like he'd put Iran back to the Stone Age, and that the type of bombing he has in mind would be the most significant since World War II, which would be really, really significant since we dropped a whole lot of ordnance on North Vietnam. But some sort of significant escalation, if they don't not only agree to something in writing, an agreement, they have to agree to action for action. Their words are meaningless. We have to be able to observe them de-escalating in the Strait of Hormuz and elsewhere. And I hope that's what the president's holding out for.
And denuclearization. Iran must not get a nuclear bomb. We can't have that terror regime do this. So, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the Mideast Gulf allies don't want Iran slamming their own oil infrastructure. That's clearly a concern for the president. But how long can this go on? This has been off again, on again for about 5 times now.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of capacity to go on for a while. I think the American people are actually prepared for gas prices to be up, although they're going to go down. If you look at the oil market's futures, there's steep backwardation, implying the market thinks that this is going to get resolved. It is costly for Iran because they aren't exporting much oil. But Trump also runs the risk of looking like Lyndon Johnson, of doing a very gradual escalation that the enemy can tolerate economically, politically, and militarily. That's why I would say, come this weekend, if the Iranians haven't done something very significant, that it would be time to channel Richard Nixon, order Operation Linebacker 3, and really go after the Iranians' energy infrastructure.
Got it. Christian Whiton, thanks for being on the show tonight. Always great to listen to you.